If there's one thing that COVID-19 taught us is that all of our jobs are on the line, regardless of how many times we're told our jobs are secure. I think this year has shown most people how fragile our money is and how much trouble you can be in if you don't save money for a rainy day. So in this video, I'll be talking about how you can live below your means and save money. So the first thing you want to do is determine how much you make. Let's say, for example, that you make 50 grand a year. Living below your means means saving as much of that as possible, just in case of, a job loss or some type of unexpected expense. The next thing that should take place is you should write down your expenses for the month. My girlfriend does this, and to be completely honest, I've just been lazy to do it, which is why I haven't done it yet. But when you make a written budget, you can see where your money is going. So at the end of the month, you're not left in the dark wondering where $200 went, when really and truly, you spent it at Costco. Now look, I love eating out just as much as the next person, and I know we all love eating out, because for some reason, it just seems like when you buy food, it tastes better. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it just seems like it tastes better. But let's not get hungry here. Let's talk about not buying out. See, here's the thing. I used to buy out a lot. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, nothing was off limits. But then I realized it just wasn't sustainable. Doing groceries and making your own food at home is one of the best ways to save money. It's probably healthier if you make it as opposed to buying it. Another thing that you can do is cut out meaningless expenses or expenses that you forgot about. Audit your subscriptions and cancel the ones that you're not using. See, here's the thing. Companies thrive on you subscribing to, whatever their service is, and then you forgetting that you subscribed. And then before you know it, you didn't use their service for 5 months, but it's not like you didn't pay for those 5 months. You still had to pay for it. Maybe you're paying for Hulu or HBO and you're not using it. Maybe you're paying for something else and you're not using it. I'm not judging you at all. I just want you to audit your subscriptions. Sit down one day, go through all your charges on your credit card, past all those coffees from Starbucks, past all those times that you bought out food because you were lazy to make your food. Write down all the subscriptions, you write down the price and how often you use them. Personally, if I don't use something for more than half the month, I'd either cancel it or try and find a cheaper alternative. For things like, Adobe and stuff like that, there isn't really an alternative, so you're kind of stuck there because their services are just the best that you can get. Staying on the topic of subscriptions, see if you can make one yearly payment, say at the beginning of the year, for your subscription services. Usually what companies will do is they'll offer you a discount or whatever if you make one lump sum payment for the year, and you can usually get 1 or 2 months free. The place that I get all my music from, which is what you're hearing in the background right now, Epidemic Sound, is $15 a month or $144 a year. So simple math says that if I paid yearly versus monthly, I'd be saving $36 or the equivalent of 2 months. Something else you can do is try and cut back on shopping, or let's reword it and call it unnecessary shopping. There really is no other way to put it, but if you don't need something, don't buy it. If it's not food, shelter, or gas to get to work, put it on the back burner. One thing that I've learned to do is sleep on whatever it is, you're gonna buy. Now, before you go, oh, I can't sleep on a phone, it's a dad joke. But, in all seriousness, sleep on it for a month and see if you still want it. If you don't want it after 30 days, then you just cross it off your list and you count the money you saved. This actually happened to me when I was looking to buy a new camera. I was gonna buy it, it was on sale, but then I was like, let me just wait, let me sleep on it, this, that, whatever. And then I waited, and then I realized that this camera right now is actually doing me perfectly fine, and I'm not, my camera isn't holding me back right now. It works, it records video, it records sound, and everything is all good. I'm not saying don't buy anything, because every once in a while it's good to treat yourself, but just like sugar, alcohol, and dopamine, we should only intake these things in moderation. Try and drive a used car that you can pay cash for, so you own it outright. There's no interest on it, you don't owe anyone for it, it's yours. When you really break it down, driving a used car is one of the best things that you can do to help your financial situation. Really and truly, a car is only designed to get you from point A to point B, so why not take the cheaper option and just go used? It's not like newer and more expensive cars get to bypass traffic, or it's not like they don't hit potholes or anything like that. All cars go through the same struggles. All you need is a used Honda or a Toyota, and it might even outlive you. Okay, sorry, that was terrible to say. I just meant to say they were reliable. I watch a lot of videos on how to be frugal, and one of the things that I've seen over the past few months is to live on one income if you have a significant other. So let's say you make 50 grand a year and your significant other makes 50 grand. So what people do is they live off of one of those 50 grand salaries and completely save the other one. Now, this is obviously not doable for, most people without high salaries living in Toronto, or if you have kids, or, but if you can somehow do it, I would highly recommend it, because it can save you a lot of money in a short period of time. If you really want to get ambitious, try saving some of the income from the other one as well, and you'll be well on your way. Doing this, you can save for a down payment, you could buy your next car in cash, you can create a strong emergency fund, you could save for your child's education, or it could just bring you one step closer to freedom. Now, I don't think you should sell your house, but if you're willing to, I think you should try and downsize your home. Maybe when you bought your house, you got a bit too excited and stretched your budget a little bit too far. Maybe you wanted to live on a certain street. Maybe you wanted a bigger house than your aunt so you could stick it in her materialistic face. But then wouldn't that make you materialistic? Either way, if you can downsize to save money and you're willing to do it to make yourself stronger financially. The last and probably most valid thing I want to talk about is not getting pressured into buying things. I know it's hard to resist the temptation of upgrading your phone. I actually got a text just now from my phone carrier saying that they have like a sale on they're gonna give me like $15 off like a month and stuff like that. I know it's hard to resist the temptation of upgrading your phone, or driving a new car off the lot and proceed to eat half its value, or buy some new clothes, but if there's no reason to spend money, don't spend money unnecessarily. One thing that I found is that the people with money, they don't go spending extravagant amounts of money. They still live frugally, and they still look for the best deals. Like, what I do often is I look back to when I had my first job when I was like 18, and how much money I wasted. But I guess you could say it's all in good fun and stuff like that, and at least now that I've realized that I shouldn't be wasting money. But if I saved like a lot more money like when I was young, then who knows where I would be. Maybe I would have not been able to spend it for whatever reason. But don't buy something that you're gonna regret. Just like how when people say like don't waste time because you're gonna regret it, or all that regret stuff. But anyway, now is not the time for me to reminisce back and when I was 18 and stuff like that. But bottom line is, I wish I saved more money when I was 18. Either way, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave comments, thoughts, feedback, whatever you want to down below in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.